What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Salami squad around the world. The Meat Pack Sports Podcast is here, baby. Mike Rogers in the cut, two co-hosts, Mike Richman. Drop it.
What is up, my boy?
Yeah, we got Nicholas Twigg.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas? First episode back in a minute. Hope everyone had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I know we all did, but today is December 1st, so we on a whole bunch of that holly jolly gang shit, son. It's that time of year. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. So let's get into a show. I'm hyped to talk about some football. Got a couple other things to talk about. We're going to start the show off on a non-football related topic. We got to talk about this Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. shit that went down over the weekend. They out here clowning my boy Nate Robinson, dog. That was some crazy shit to see. That's like Jake Paul's second. I ain't gonna go into Jake Paul. I don't know nothing about all that, but
I've never seen anybody get that roasted that hard on Twitter before.
Roasted, dog. They're
Wow.
absolutely clowning him, and yeah, he did get rocked. That was a little embarrassing.
It's out clean.
Out clean, bro. And then that fight between Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.
What's your guys' take on that? I'm actually super curious because, like, me as a fan who's not like super into boxing, etc. Like, obviously it's just an exhibition, but I want to see them beat the fuck out of each other, and that didn't really happen. So
It's a pretty
boxing match.
Pretty terrible decision. I don't see how Tyson.
Oh, you talking about
that.
Tyson and Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, I'm telling you, I'll go to my grave saying them boys was just there for a paycheck. I mean,
and they got it.
They definitely could have knocked each other out, I think, if they really wanted to, and definitely Tyson won that fight. But I don't know, dude. You're gonna. I don't know, bro. They probably got a nice little check too. I don't know what Jake Paul's and Nate Robinson looked like, but they probably got paid a little something too. But man, bro, as a Knicks fan and as a Nate Robinson fan, bro, it's been tough out here, bro. They clowning him, dude.
He's like, you better remember to like, comment, and subscribe, dude.
Bang, dude, drop them like a sack of bricks, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. And then Jake Paul came out. He was calling out Conor McGregor, and Dylan Dennis said he was gonna knock him out, bro. That boy would get his ass ate up, bro. I don't know what. Hey, if he wants it, bro, that's probably a fat check for McGregor, dude. Just walk in there and dust that sucker, dude. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know nothing about no Jake Paul, but that was crazy, bro. That was fun as fuck. You had Snoop Dogg in the cut, bro. Was Khalif out there? YG, them boys was blowing gas in that arena, dog. Snoop Dogg was on another level on that commentary, dude. That shit was fun as fuck. I wish they bring that back, bro. You remember Celebrity Deathmatch, bro? They used to do the shit.
Yeah.
They should just start letting YouTubers and just have that shit happen more often, dude. Just let some people go at it, work out some shit. But yeah, that was crazy, bro. Shout out Nate Robinson, bro. I hope he all right right now, bro. He probably in a dark place right now, dude. I don't know what's going on with his mental, but that shit was fun to watch. I watched that over the UFC fight that night. But shout out to Anthony Smith, by the way, getting a dub on him. But yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, getting over that, we're gonna get right into this football action. Let me grab my handy dandy notes. We're gonna start with the game that we saw last night with the Philadelphia Eagles. Got that WAP. That's that weak ass Philly. We had our prediction video that went up, and again, kind of just dead wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong.
But that's just been the story. Local analysts here, I guess, but just was not right on some predictions. But looking now, it was crazy. Carson Wentz couldn't even get 200 yards on a probably laughably one of the worst secondaries,
the worst in the
ever.
NFL.
Seriously, and like I said, we made our prediction video, and we can go into it a little bit more. And you guys know, because I'm gonna just dog on y'all and clown Carson Wentz, and I get it. There's coaching issues, players aren't healthy. I think it's all a collective. I mean, he's playing terrible football. It just is what it is. I know there's a whole lot of stuff going on in that organization, whatnot. But as the face of a franchise, a dude that got $100-something million just last year, 2019. Is just going out there and playing like garbage. They're kind of stuck with him. I mean, I watched that dude miss a couple wide open throws. Dude literally just threw a fucking duck to Quandre Diggs in the end zone. I don't know if the tight end missed his route, maybe, but that was embarrassing. still too, they're just that running game hasn't been that offensive line is absolutely garbage, which is crazy because how just good they were a couple years ago. I think what did he get sacked 4 or 5 times last night? And that's been one thing Seattle's been slowly improving on the past couple weeks. Jamal Adams flying around the field, and then they brought Carlos Dunlap in, who's been kind of eating. And I saw Seattle doing what they did. I thought Philly was going to make it a little more competitive, but it just really didn't feel like that at all, dude. It was just, I don't know. It was a sight to see. He got that last touchdown there to, who was it? Richard Rodgers. That was pretty impressive. I'll give the boy that. That was crazy. Just went up there and grabbed the damn thing. And my only other thing too is, dude, we heard all week about these reports that Jalen Hurts was getting first team reps and whatnot. I was like, where was that?
We got saw 2 snaps the entire game.
One completion, 1 for 1 on the night, boys.
Yeah, 6 yards on him, and it's kind of like, like I said, it's a weird spot. I've talked about it before. Is one, in some way, shape, or form, you have to justify the pick. But I feel like at the same time, if you throw Jalen Hurts out there and then start him, you're kind of submitting to the fact that the season is over. I think. Which I don't think is the worst thing in the world, but I've said multiple times, it's honestly because Philly has that tie. If we go into next week and Washington and the Giants end up losing and the Philly wins a game, they're right back in first place. You know what I mean? I do think Carson Wentz does give you the better chance than Jalen Hurts, obviously. But what the fuck did you draft him for? I just don't understand I don't know, dude. I'll let the Eagles fans take this.
Yeah, we pound this every week. I just don't know what it's going to take for Jalen Hurts to get more than 2 snaps in a game.
He's not.
They report on it all week that he was taking first team reps, and then they just pull that. I don't get it. I really don't. They can't do anything offensively. Carson Wentz just looks like a statue out there.
Yeah,
he just forgot how to run. I've been pounding the notion that he's been injured, but at this point, you can't even really say that. He's just playing terribly.
Just missing wide open receivers, dude, holding onto the ball too long. It's just been, I don't know, the check downs to the backs aren't working. He threw the weirdest check down yesterday to Miles Sanders on like a 3rd and 30. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know. What do you think, Richie?
Overall hot mess in Philly right now from, not just the quarterback alone, but the whole team is just having a rough fucking go. And like, I'm not going to sit here and hammer it. They just fucking suck right now. But, looking at the NFC East, yeah, just like what you said, Raji, 1 win, they're back in first place. So, it's still not dead. Carson Wentz is going to get the start. Dude just got a bag. He's just going to be in there. It just is what it is.
They're stuck with him, bro. They're stuck.
They just got to try to figure it out. But just a little different point here you're talking about that Richard Rodgers touchdown at the end. Good play and all. But that fucked over some bettors, boys. So, listen to this. Someone at BetMGM wagered $500,000 on the Seahawks at -6.5, and then they hit the 2-point conversion.
Sheesh!
Imagine that, dude.
That's that Philly, bro. Let's go for 2 on him, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I understand trying to get some points on the board whenever you can, but imagine being that better.
I would be tight.
So tight, dude. 500, $500,000, dude.
I'm on suicide watch after that, dude.
You're gonna have
to have enough to put, $500,000 on the Seahawks. He's probably not sweating it too hard, but it's just insane.
Still though, dude. Definitely hole in the wall after that.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to send some people to come check on me for sure after that. But I mean, and listen, I don't think Seattle necessarily looked dominant.
DK Metcalf did.
DK Metcalf is just
career high game.
Just on some next level mess, which is just a sight to see, dude. Shout out to him. We're going to be watching him for the next 10 years if he stays healthy. My biggest thing, it wasn't really a factor this game. But last week it was with Carlos Hyde coming back, and now obviously having Chris Carson back in the lineup. And I honestly think that is the key.
The fat one too.
Yeah, I think that's the key for the Seattle team. We obviously harped since week 1 that, on the defensive side of the ball, the pass rush was absolutely horrible. And then, like I said earlier, Jamal Adams kind of coming into his own, feeling his groove. Carlos Dunlap doing all right. So, I mean, they're getting pressure on the quarterback. That's starting to work itself out. Now, I think if they can really start to get that running game going. If Chris Carson can stay healthy, I mean, he's not a top 5 back in the league or anything like that, but arguably top 10. He can get the job done. He's solid. And I mean, I like him. He's a good hard-nosed football player, and I think with him in the lineup and Carlos Hyde as a 2, I like that, and I think that puts him in the Super Bowl conversation with me. Obviously, like I said, they can figure out the pass defense, which they slowly are. That's great, but if they can get that running game consistent, that team can win a Super Bowl. I really think that. We were clowning on Russell for a couple weekends there because he's been playing hero ball, but what are they, 7-3, 8-3 right now, something like that. So they're doing all right. They're going to figure it out. It's going to be a tough NFC come playoff time. So dude, shout out DK Metcalf, bro. Dude just goes up and gets the damn thing, dude. Russell Wilson is just like, bro, just run that way. Here it comes, dude. 40-yard bomb, dude. Just climbs the ladder and goes and gets it. But I don't know. It was a game. I wouldn't have watched it. I don't know, dude. Philadelphia sucks, so we're just going to move off. My thing is, too, bro, they are the biggest beneficiary this year of having no fans, bro, because if there was fans in that Philly stadium, bro,
it'd be bad.
They'd be lighting fires in the bleachers, bro. Like, that's – Carson Wentz don't have to deal with that, bro, because they'd be lighting him up on social media. But, I don't know. Shout out for Russell Wilson and the gang for getting it done. We're going to move on to the next game here. Do what we do. Go down the list. A little recap action. First game we're going to start off with is a little Texans-Lions action. We obviously heard the Lions getting rid of Matt Patricia and their GM. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but it doesn't fucking matter. They suck with or without him. It's the Lions. Deshaun Watson went out there and just did the damn thing on him, dude. He really did. That's just an elite game from him. I think I have it here, like 320 yards.
17 for 25, 318 yards, 4 tutties, 0 interceptions. Insane. It's a Madden game.
300 yards on 17 completions is kind of nutty. Will Fuller's obviously. So, good for him. And that was just another game, dude. Just two bad football teams this year. And it is what it is. Matt Stafford, I don't know, dude. It's the Texans versus the Lions. I don't even know if we have to go into it, but
Wait, I got a cool little thing here. The Lions fans donated over $1,000 to Deshaun Watson's charity for his part in helping get Matt Patricia fired. Fans went on social media and they encouraged each other to each donate $13 to represent Patricia going 13-29-1 as a head coach.
That's great.
Isn't that insane? They literally raised some good money for a good cause, but it's kind of a funny thing there.
Well, didn't he get fired before the game?
No, he got fired afterwards.
Did he?
Yeah. He got fired a couple days ago.
Well, today's Tuesday.
Yeah, that was Thursday, though.
That game happened on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm tripping. That game was Thursday. You're right. It's Thanksgiving. What the fuck am I talking about? Adrian Peterson out there, though, dude, kind of running, looking good. Didn't have a lot of yardage. Had a couple tutties, though. Love to see that. Dude's like 37, still just getting it done. So shout out to him. But I don't want to talk about the Texans or the Lions. So we're going to move on, talk about another little Thanksgiving game, little Washington Cowboys action. And that was kind of a dog walk, dude. Washington football team. The Dallas Cowboys have never beaten the Washington football team. Washington football, they're the football team, I should say, but they're 2-0 now against them in that division. And we've been talking off air. That boy Antonio Gibson for Washington's low-key making a case for some offensive rookie of the year conversations. He's been kind of eating. They got McKissick and Peyton Barber, who I think he was on the Bucs last year. Been looking good. That's a good little tandem they have. But this has just been a story of the year for the Cowboys, who, I don't think they looked terrible, but just had absolutely no rushing game. Andy Dalton was just average. That's been his whole career, really, in a nutshell. It just is what it is. Cowboys fans stink. Washington got a leg up now in that division, and now both them and the Giants are sitting at 4-7. And out of those two teams, if we were talking about those two teams, just because they're both sitting at 4-7, I don't know who I like more. Like I said, that's just such a wishy-washy division. I hate fucking talking about, but I don't know. Would you guys see anything from that game?
Yeah, I think the Redskins probably got to beat their front runner at this point. Daniel Jones just went down with a hamstring injury this past week, so they have Colt McCoy to look forward to, which is definitely not optimal.
Texans' finest.
And And now the Redskins have a great number one back in Antonio Gibson and a legit wide receiver one in Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
All Alex Smith really has to do, which is to be a game manager, he doesn't have to really do that much.
Sure.
And with a dominant front seven like they have and a decent secondary, I think they can easily win this division now. They got to be the front runner, I think.
Yeah, I really do agree with you. The Cowboys have a lot to figure out just besides their QB. Like you said, Andy Dalton is nothing supreme, but he gets in there and, he'll do all right. He'll throw some balls.
Right. It's Andy Dalton, you know what I mean? It's just
some completions, but their offensive line is just abysmal this year. And I don't know if that attributes to Zeke, but dude's just not getting enough nutrients this year, dude. He is just not Zeke. Like, what is up with that?
That dude's eating an extra bag of large popcorn before every game or something, dude. Just coughing up.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the mental for him, if something's just not right in that organization. Whatever it is, Zeke is just playing not good. And it's so crazy to see. You talk about Carson Wentz drop off. Look at Ezekiel Elliott drop off.
It's true, dude. Like, as
people
a rookie,
get paid
bro.
to stop trying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude got a bag, and it's kind of like I already got paid, so what I really got to work that hard for, which says a lot. But yeah, Cowboys fucking stink, dude. That's some straight. So yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Washington, bro. They might be able to stir something up this year. Be looking forward to see what happens.
He's young out there, young killer, brother.
Young killer, dude. He's cut from that Hernandez gene. That was fucked up. But yeah, shout out Washington getting it done there on a little Thanksgiving. Something to watch. Probably the one that everyone was eating dinner. So it was football, so you're gonna watch it on Thanksgiving.
Like to see points.
Like see some tugs get scored. So is what it is. Fun little game. Next game we're gonna talk about though is the Chargers Buffalo Bills, who listen, my take on Buffalo is I definitely think that's one of the best coached teams in football. I really am a fan of Doug McDermott and the culture they've kind of built there. They've kind of dropped off defensively this year a little bit. I know last year that was an elite defensive team, and they're still pretty good. They play very good when they need to, which is good enough. You're not going to complain about that. But Herbert went out there and threw the ball 50 times, and that's just what's going to happen. The Chargers just aren't a good football team. I like the boy Austin Eckler. I've said multiple times, I like players they have on their team. They're just not winning football games. But shout out to the Bills, man. Like I said, I think that's a super, super good coach football team. When I look at Josh Allen, I see a Big Ben light. I don't know if that's his ceiling. He's definitely got potential. I think Josh Allen's starting to mellow out into more of what he's just going to consistently be every year. I don't personally think he's ever going to be an MVP quarterback, but that doesn't mean he can't be a good one, and that doesn't mean he can't hold that team down for a while and be the face of that franchise for many years. But they went out there and got it done. Doug McDermott is 4-0 off a bye, dude. I mean, that's cut from that Andy Reid cloth, that Belichick cloth. Dude's just got a good culture up there in Buffalo, and I like their football team. It's crazy for me to say. That's one of been my biggest things this year, just as the Jets fans, bro. I got to sit out here and sometimes praise the Patriots and the Bills and just look at shit from a different angle. But it is what it is. Josh Allen only threw for 157 yards, but it was good enough to get it done. Devin Singletary was rushing a little bit. Like I said, I just like what they got. I don't think any players are really elite on their team. I think they just have an all around super balanced, really good players. A lot of B plus players at the right positions, and I've just figured out how to get it done. I don't know, what do you guys like?
I think the most underrated and best player on the team is definitely Tre'Davious White. He just is a lockdown safety for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the receiving core, I think Stephon Diggs just sticks out among all of them. He leads the league in touchdowns for receivers, I'm pretty sure. And he's up there for yardage as well. Cole Beasley has been playing well as well. And yeah, they're just pretty good everywhere.
That's another one on the list, bro. Shout out our white brothers, slot receivers out here, boy. They're just getting it done. I love to see it.
Looking at that Bills defense, this year, AJ Klein replaced Matt Milano, who had a fucking lights out season last year. He got injured. And AJ Klein Bills Mafia hates him. Like, honestly, he played like shit for a couple weeks. But this week he had 14 tackles, 1.5 sacks, broke up a pass, played all 83 snaps. dude really just got the job done. So, good for him in that story. But Bills Mafia really just vilified that boy. And, he came out and did the damn thing. That middle linebacker position in the NFL is probably one of the worst positions to be. You're going to take some knocks on the head. So, I mean, it's tough, but he went out there, did the thing. AJ Klein, let's see if he keeps that trend going upwards or if, he goes backwards and starts sucking on some toes again. Like I'm saying, those first couple of weeks, dude, he's looking rough.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to. I think it's up now, just between the Bills and the Dolphins in that division. And then we'll get to the Dolphins game here.
What's up with the Bills secondary just getting mossed too?
Yeah, I don't know. And like Twigg said,
I don't know if they're just short or something, but it's like people just catch balls over their heads.
Yeah, and for the most part too, like between Trey White, Jordan Poyer, and who's the other cat they got there? Micah Hyde. Like that's a pretty good secondary. Those are legit players, but they have been getting 80 forward lately. Jordan Poyer, dude, shout out his wife, Rachel Bush, dude, thicker than a Snickers boy. But we're going to move off that game. We're going to move on to some Titans, Colts. Man, I've been saying for weeks, I don't know which team I like better. Obviously, the Colts got the better half of them a couple weeks ago. But, man, I'm looking at this Titans team, dude. This is like low-key. I don't think they win a Super Bowl, like genuinely, but this is a team I low-key would not want to face in the playoffs, dude. They just play bully football. They know what they are as a football team. We're gonna run the ball. We have a fucking monster in the backfield. We're gonna run the ball down your throat. We're gonna eat up 25, 30 minutes of the clock of just running it. And then Tannehill's been beautiful over the top. That man AJ Brown, bro, is really coming into a conversation of being a legit wide receiver. He's been out there eating. They got a couple other guys too. Jonnu Smith at the tight end, bro, has been looking really good. And just they look solid. I think as Titans are definitely the better team. I think I like them over the Colts. I think a lot of people do. It's just been, a year and a half of just Tannehill doing good. Pretty much the Titans formula is, hey, we're going to run the ball. We're going to chew up the clock. Don't make mistakes. We're going to win the football game. Derrick Henry's going to do what he do. Dude had a $178 with 3 tugs. Like, that's a monster, dude. We're in week 12, dude. He's sitting at like 1,200 yards on the season. He's probably going to end the season with like 18, 19. That's a monster. I'd like to see him hit that 2K mark, get that CJ 2K action going. But shout out Derrick Henry, dude. Just a freak. Like I said, AJ Brown, I like their players. Their defense has been wishy-washy all year, but they consistently keep playing football like that. Tennessee's going to be a tough matchup in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's hard to lose football games when you have your running back going for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. If he keeps that up, it's just,
freak, dude.
Yeah, gonna be hard to win football games against that.
Ryan Tannehill threw for 221 yards and a rush TD, and then, like you said, Derrick Henry with that stinger on the back of his head, playing like he's playing. It's a wrap, dude. And let's also talk about the fact that they scored 5 touchdowns in the first half. Like, you go into that locker room, the game's over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what do you even say to your team? Like, oh my God.
Like I said, that's on a pretty good Colts defense, like a very good Colts defense. And they low-key just kind of toyed with them.
Elite running defense. Derrick Henry just kind of did the damn thing.
Derrick Henry just kind of did the damn thing, bro. And like
stinger, boys.
Yeah, that's just Titans were a better football team that day. And like I said, I still think the Colts are all right. I mean, it's a wild card team, I still think. Do I think they win a playoff game? Maybe not. But like I said, it's still a very good defense. I don't think Phillip Rivers played too bad at all. It just wasn't enough to get it done. The Titans were just on one, bro. There's fuck it, I'm on one. I nailed that, by the way. But like I said, Colts, I'd like me some Darius Leonard and whatnot, but they just got flamed up. They got end of story. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. Like you said, he's got that fucking stinger, dude. Dude's got that 8-inch rope on the back of his head, dude. Got the Miami dreads, but it was just good, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing where the Titans go. Like I said, Super Bowl team. Don't think so, but man, that's going to be
playoff run for sure.
That's a playoff run. That's potential AFC Championship team right there. I'd like to see it come down to them and the Steelers. We'll see how that goes. But shout out to Ryan Tannehill, Mike Vrabel, and the crew for doing the damn thing on Sunday. Next game we are going to talk about is a little Panthers-Vikings action. Vikings edged them out. That sounds weird, but 28-27. is what it is, dude. It's been the same story each week for me with the Panthers. Like I really just have nothing else to say with them. It's just up and down. Sometimes they play good, sometimes they play bad. Just it's what you're gonna get with a young team like that, and obviously a rookie head coach. And Teddy Bridgewater, is he the guy? No, probably not for the long run, but has done enough to get him some wins this season. But Kirk Cousins, first Cousins, just played a little bit better, man. Went out there and got himself some tugs. Dalvin Cook was kind of quiet, but it just they got it done,
Yeah. I mean, Panthers easily could have won that game. Their kicker at the end of the game shanked that field goal. Wasn't even close. If he would have hit that, would have been game over. Justin Jefferson had another big game here. 2 touchdowns. He's just coming into a role on that offense where I think he can honestly take over Adam Thielen as the wide receiver 1 on that team.
Eventually, yeah. Maybe not this year, by next year for sure, dude.
I think he's probably one of 3 candidates in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year as well, which I would love to see.
Yeah, I think we also got to talk about Chad Beebe here, boys. So this is the man. He muffled the punt at the end. Panthers get it right on the goal. Huge goal line stand from the Vikings. Get the ball back. Kirk Cousins marches them down the field, throws that touchdown to Chad Beebe. Get that score. That's huge. But this Panthers team can put up points, and they're showing that week after week. They're just not winning games.
Not winning games.
I mean, that's fucking it, dude. Like,
so I like their squad, dude. Mike Davis, dude, has been, filling those roles of McCaffrey, filling them shoes of McCaffrey. I like their receiving core. And then, I like on that team, too, is that boy Jeremy Chin, bro. He had like 13 tackles on Sunday. Just another safety, dude, just flying around all over the field, dude.
He had 2 defensive touchdowns as well.
That's, saying beast.
10 seconds apart.
Rookie. I'm not sure where he's from, but to have rookies come in and play like that's obviously just a positive. But that was a game. It was a game to watch, Vikings and Panthers, but Vikings got it done. So we're just gonna move on to the next game here. A little Cleveland Browntown versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, the Browns almost fucked up and let this one slip, dude. And so this is my thing with the Browns. And I'm going to go back to the Titans here for a minute. I think Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. But I think the Browns could be the Titans. I mean, they're 8-3. They're playing good. Better record than the Ravens. I think the Browns are starting to realize that this is the football team we need to be. This is 4 games in a row where Baker has not thrown an interception. They have the number 1 rushing offense in the league. And I'm just saying, Nick Chubb is that dude, has been that dude. And now that he's back, they're winning football games. When this team realizes that, hey, we can pound the ball with this intermediate, we can pound the rock with Nick Chubb and then do some more flexible stuff with Kareem Hunt out the backfield. All Baker Mayfield has to do is just not make a mistake. Just don't give the ball to the other team, and you're going to win football games. I already think that's what it is. Like I said, I don't think Baker Mayfield's elite. I don't think he ever will be. I don't think he has to. I just think the Browns need to realize, and I like the head coach Stefanski, what he's doing. The Browns need to realize that this is the kind of football team they need to be. I think for the past 2 weeks, that's the kind of football team we've been seeing. They just playing really good. Nick Chubb, $144, Kareem Hunt chipping in a little bit. I like him out of the backfield as a receiving back. Juice Landry's been out here eating with Odell being out. Like I said, I don't want to go back, and I don't want to say anything bad about OBJ or anything, and nothing about his injury or anything, but I think since he's been off the field, we've been seeing more or less just more efficient offense. There's no force feeding of Odell, which we saw that for a year and a half, just the Browns offense and Baker trying to force these plays to OBJ, and I just don't think that's natural. And obviously Juice Landry's been eating up a couple games, but like I said, I just think Cleveland's figuring out who they are. I don't think they win a playoff game. Not this year. I think from this point on, though, starting at the end of this year, next year, that's going to be a solid football team from here on out. I think the Cleveland Brown jokes and whatnot. We'll still joke about them, but they're going to be a good football team if they play this kind of football.
Yeah, they're like the most low-key 8-3 team I've ever seen.
Yep.
I feel like they just get no recognition from anyone for being a good football team.
Dude.
Yeah, I feel like they sneakily make a good run in the playoffs if they keep playing this well. On the flip side of this game as well, Mike Glennon got the start for the Jags. Actually played surprisingly well.
Played pretty good.
As a career backup, he actually put on a good show here. Had a couple of touchdowns as well. I'm really surprised to see that. Big Mike Glennon fan.
Are you?
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, dang.
I mean, just to speak on like both the points you guys made there, but Baker, we haven't seen him throw for a touchdown a couple weeks, got 2 this game, so shout out for him. That's good. But at the end of the day, he literally has to do the bare minimum and they can win games. He just, like you said, Mike, he just literally has to not mess up.
Just don't fuck up and you win.
Jags are having an absolute stinker of a season without Minshew. Couldn't tell you be much better with him. But shout out Mike Glennon going 20 for 35, 235 yards, 2 tutties. But like I said, it's just a wash for the Jags. I mean, they're competing in that Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. It's just tough for them out there. I don't know. Shout out Mike Glennon for sure. Like you said, Twigg, that's huge for him.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean, they almost let it slip, but hey, walked away with a dub. Not gonna ask any questions at the end of the day. Like I said, it has been underrated, dude. They're 8-3 and just
8-3, dude.
That's kind of crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy. Browns and the Titans play tomorrow. Who wins?
Titans,
yeah,
pretty easily.
I don't know. We already said it. I'm kind of rehashing here, but you gotta put some respect on the Browns. Like they're 8-3 playing good football.
Respect with a K, for real. Put them on it. Yeah, shout out, man, Cleveland, bro. Shout them out. We're gonna move on to the next game here. We talked about a little bit, Mr. Daniel Jones and the Giants. Obviously, Daniel Jones getting hurt, and obviously Joey B being out for the Bengals and having them starting Brandon Allen. But Giants did enough to get the dub. You know, obviously we did see a little bit of Colt McCoy. This is just another football game for me. You know, there's nothing special, nothing crazy. It put the Giants atop of that division, which is insane to be that at a 4-7 record. You know, big thing with the Giants, dude. Shout out to boy Wayne Gallman, bro. You want to talk about eating, beasting, and feasting, and Jackie Gleason out there, bro. Just madman. Looking really good, and you know, like I said, I know you said something earlier, Twigg. If you might like Washington a little bit more, and I think I could have definitely wrapped my head around that. Just with Daniel Jones, we don't know how he's going to be. I just think they just have the Giants have a more complete football team right now. But wouldn't be surprised the Washington, you know, can maybe take that over. But did enough to get done, dude. Evan Ingram had himself a little stat game, and Bengals just kind of suck.
Yeah, it's just one of the games that I didn't end up watching this week. I just knew it was gonna be a snooze test of a game, super low scoring. It's just a game that I just kind of breezed over.
Yeah.
Just a little update on Danny Jones. He had an MRI in his hamstring. It got classified as a strain, and he's expected to miss some time, but they said it's supposed to be nothing insignificant. But the question for you boys, can Colt McCoy keep the Giants on top of the division?
I don't know, dude. I don't think he really has to do that much with that with Wayne Gallman playing that well. It's just another instance of he just has to be a good game manager, which I think he is kind of capable of. He doesn't have to don't turn the ball over. It's a game plan for him, and then it should be good to go. I don't know what their schedule looks like down the road here. I think they do play the Redskins one more time. That'll pretty much end up deciding things. I think it comes down to week 17.
Are we talking about the same Colt McCoy here, dude? What are you guys talking about, bro? We're talking about Colt McCoy. I don't mind Colt McCoy. My old man was a huge fan of him when he was in the Browns. Like I said, Texas finest. Yeah, that's really all he has to be. That's pretty much all any quarterback in that division has to be, is just be a game manager.
Don't fuck up.
Don't fuck up.
Literally.
And just if you get to 6-10, you win the division. I think that's on lock. Get that X next to your name.
Colt McCoy, Andy Dalton, Alex Smith, Carson Wentz.
I think you guys got the worst one out of all of them.
This season for sure.
Like I'm wrong. But yeah, shout out to the New York Football Giants for getting it done Saturday. We're going to talk about another game here, another team out there in the AFC East. Kyler Murray and the boys versus Cam Newton and crew. You know, Kyler Murray just kind of didn't have a good football game. It came down to a wire. It literally just came down to Nick Folk field goal. I was not expecting that at all. I don't think a lot of people were. Like I said, I don't think either team looked particularly good at all. The Patriots or the Cardinals just kind of came out of the wire. Cam Newton did just – a dude didn't even throw for 100 touchdowns, bro, or 100 yards. And
He threw
they
for
were
like 50.
Yeah, no, what was it say? 84 yards for Cam Newton with 2 interceptions, and they somehow beat the Cardinals, a team you guys think is better than the Rams, but we'll save that. But tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't know. It was just I don't know. It was a game. Like I said, I figured we would start to see this out of the Cardinals. People are going to figure out that offense. People are going to start figuring out Kyler Murray. I think it's the same thing as Lamar Jackson. I think Kyler Murray has potential to be better than Lamar Jackson. I just think at the end of the day, I mean, look at the quarterbacks that are winning Super Bowls, guys that can sit down in the pocket and throw dimes. And I'm not saying Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson can't. But at this point, they're pretty much just bona fide running backs. So, I mean, I'm not hating. Like, I think the Cardinals, they're still in the wild card race for sure. And I think they can get there. Looking at the AFC picture, I think they're definitely better than the Vikings and some of those other teams sitting at around the 4-7, 5 and whatever record. But, hey, Billy Belichick and the crew did just enough to win that game. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Patriots, I'm done guessing on the Patriots because, at one point, I don't think they have the players to win games, but they obviously have a coaching staff that knows how to win football games. So you're going to see some shit like this, a tight game, 17-17. It just goes down to the wire. New England was in good field position. That boy Nick Folk just dropped one in the bucket, bro, and got themselves a dub. So shout out to New England and the crew. Dolphins beat the Jets 20-30. Next game we're going to talk about is the Raiders and the Falcons. No, we can talk about it, bro. So, yeah, Dolphins beating the Jets 20-3. Man, they had Ryan Fitzpatrick in the cut, who came out. He was Fitzmagic that night. Jets only were able to produce 3 points. I'll let you guys talk, dude. There ain't nothing you can say to me, dude. I know what it is. But it's just awful, bro. It's so embarrassing.
At this point, are they just shooting for the 0-16? Like, are they?
Of course, I'm telling you, it's because Jacksonville only has 1 win. I promise you.
Like, are they just throwing games at this point?
They're not going to risk fumbling that bag winning a game.
I can't really blame them either. I mean, they really have nothing to look forward to. Do you think Adam Gase keeps his job by the end of the year?
No.
Yeah, by the end of this year,
Yeah.
I think they do because he's going to lose football games. That's what they want.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't have much on this game. We've been talking about the Dolphins for a couple of weeks on this show, and like they're on an upward trend. They're playing some pretty good football. But on the other side there, the Jets are literally the worst team in football, and it's just not fun to watch. Like
not fun.
Like, I don't know. Poor Frank Gore, Joe Flacco here or there, but I just straight up don't watch their games. Like it's painful.
I mean, why would you?
Couldn't imagine being a fan.
Hey, I can. I live it. So just holding on tight. We'll wait till next year. Get Trevor Lawrence, maybe sign some players, get a head coach.
Yeah, you need significant change besides just Trevor Lawrence, though. Like, where's the offensive line? Like they need some help.
Mekhi Becton's a beast. He's on his way to literally being a Pro
Need some
Bowler
help
as a rookie. Yeah, I mean, just a whole culture change. They need it from the bottom to the top. Like, I know Trevor Lawrence isn't going to solve all the problems, but it's a good fucking head start, dude. You go in there and get yourself a head coach. You got $90 million in cap space going into the offseason. Just figure it out. It's a wash. Like I said, it's embarrassing. It's hard to root for. They're going to go 0-16. It is what it is. I've fully accepted it. They're going to have a bunch of draft capital. They're probably going to move Darnold at the draft and just make some plays, sign some players. I'm telling you, that's going to be a very I don't think people understand that's going to be a very intriguing job, I think, for a head coach. Like I said, if you're going to be able to drop, maybe not even Trevor Lawrence, just the fact that you're going to have the number 1 pick, you're going to have that cap space money. Like I said, if you can win in New York, you're going to be a legend. So I think they'll be able to turn around. Like I said, they're not going to be no 10-6, 9-7 football team next year either. It's not going to turn around in one season, but you can't get any worse than this. And I'm going to watch my boy Sam Darnold go away. It's probably for the better. Dude just needs to change the scenery. That's not fixable. He's, it's kind of, I'm saying Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, but I think it's the same thing. It's just the whole situation's a mess, and the quarterbacks aren't helping it at all. And I think that project is just over there in New York. So just is what it is, dude. We're holding on for next year. I'm just going to eat that and we'll just move on. I don't know. Damn, it's hard to fucking watch, bro.
They fucking suck, Jack.
They suck bad. Another shit that was low-key kind of hard to watch, I was just about to say, is this Falcons-Raiders game, dude.
Yeah.
Falcons went out there and did the damn thing, dude. Matty Ice and the boys, bro, like, shoo, went out there and did it, dude. That defense held Raiders to 6 points. We've been on this Raiders train for a while. I still think the Raiders are a good football team, but Falcons went out there and just did the thing, man. I mean, Matt Ryan I don't even think really played too great, but they were just able to get it done, dude. Fucking 43 points, dude. That's impressive. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Was not expecting that at all. Literally, I maybe could have saw the Falcons winning, but not like that. That was just a crazy game to watch. And I fuck with Matt Ryan, dude. I like me some Matt Ryan, good, solid quarterback. I'd take him over a lot of quarterbacks in the league. But yeah, they just got it done, dude. Shout out them. They have not looked too bad in the past couple of weeks. And that head coach they have, I'm not familiar with his name off the top of my head, but I don't know if he stays or whatnot. But like I said, especially going into the trade deadline, I thought the Falcons were going to do a sweep on them. But do they try to just run it back next year? Maybe get a head coach culture change? I don't know, but they got the damn thing done. So give them some spit.
Yeah, I still think Raiders are going to be a playoff team regardless.
Mhm.
This is probably the worst game Derek Carr's ever had. He fumbled 3 times, just looked like an absolute mess out there. Falcons just ended up capitalizing on their turnovers, and it just was never close.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly it. Raiders actually had like decent success moving the ball, but then it would come down to a turnover. They weren't able to finish on a 3rd down. And the only positive I got for the Raiders here, kicker went 2 for 2. Shout out to boy right there. But this looks like a Madden game versus a kid with no thumbs, dude. Like, this was rough. Like,
I want to talk about kickers, dude. Young Ho Koo is a god among men.
Young Ho Koo.
NFL leading scorer, boys. So, I mean, that's hype. Good for them. But, I mean, let's just move on. 43-6. Obviously not much to talk about. It's a fucking dog walk. Take them to the park.
Yeah, shout out Falcons. Next game we're going to talk to, I don't really want to go into that much because I think it was utterly just embarrassing situation. The Saints and the Broncos game. Just a fucking fuckfest of a game. I don't understand. We could talk about this Ravens situation. That they're obviously postponing that game and waiting for Lamar Jackson to get back off the COVID list. I know the Pittsburgh players are pissed, but we literally just saw a fucking wide receiver versus a tight end at quarterback. It was like the fastest game I think ever played, dude. The shit felt like it lasted 30 minutes because they just ran the ball. That is not something good on the eyes. Latavius Murray kind of had himself a game, but I don't know what anyone expected. I don't want to take anything away from the Broncos. I'll give that boy Kendall Hilton. He obviously only went one for 9, 13 yards, but I'll give the boy credit, dude. Dude rolled off the couch as a backup wide receiver, undrafted, and they say, hey, you're going to be a quarterback today. And I don't know what we expect in that situation. I think it was a joke that it's not postponed.
Turns out it's not that easy.
Not that easy, and just I don't know, dude. That was crazy. I mean, the Saints now are 2-0, fucking with Taysom Hill, but I don't think he did jack squat that game.
Listen to this stat, boys. There's 25 total combined pass attempts between both teams.
That's a joke.
Like, what the fuck? And, like, I don't know what world we're really living in here where Taysom Hill gets a start over Jameis Winston, but we're seeing it. We're seeing it. Like, what's going on? I really don't understand.
They just must have zero faith in Jameis Winston.
I think it's because they paid Taysom Hill that bag, and you got to justify it, dude.
I guess, but like, I don't know. They're winning football games, so I guess I can't really say much.
Not even hating on Taysom Hill. I just straight up think Jameis is better. That's it. point blank.
Of course he's better, dude. Of course he is.
You know?
There's no way. But they got him
I
on like
want
a
to see
1
how
year.
he plays after getting eye surgery in the offseason.
Saying dude might go out there and throw 5 tutties on him, bro. I'd like to see it. Hey, but
Might
this is
toss
like
up 7 picks. Not sure.
like we're like we've been talking, we've been going back and forth, about the Bucks and the Saints kind of all year. I definitely think the Saints are a better football team at this point.
I agree.
But we got to look at something here. I mean, the Saints are 2-0 this year without Drew Brees, and they went 4-0 or 5-0 last year without Drew Brees. I mean, Sean Payton knows how to win football games, dog, and they figured it out. I mean, this game is what it is, dude. I'm taking this grain with a grain of salt. That was just not fun to watch. That was a joke. I could rant about that for more, but we got other games to talk about. And the other game we're going to talk about is San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. 49ers edging it out, dude. I've been telling you all year, dude. I messed with the boy Nick Mullins, dude. He didn't play crazy or anything, but dude's been a solid backup quarterback for that team for like 3 years. He just, Jimmy G goes out, it seems like every single year. Nick Mullins comes in, wins 2-3 football games when he needs to. He's going to lose a couple, sure. But they were able to just get it done over the Rams. Jared Goff didn't really look too impressive at all, throwing a couple nasty picks. Just kind of is what it is. I still like the Rams. They're sitting there at 7-4. That defense is still pretty insane. Aaron Donald getting the thing done, but it's what it is, dude. Like I said, I'll give the 49ers some credit here. They played good enough to get it done. And like you said, I don't mind that boy Nick Mullins. Do I think he's a starting quarterback? No, but I think he's proven over the past couple of years he's pretty efficient backup quarterback. I think he's going to have a job for a while.
Yeah, this is another game that I missed out on. Another really just sloppy play by both teams. There was like 6 turnovers in this game, I believe. I think Rams had 4. 49ers had a couple as well.
Mm-hmm.
Another super close game. Came down to a winning field goal for the 49ers. And they swept the season series versus the Rams, for what that's worth. I think Rams end up being a playoff team. But other than that, not really a lot to say.
At the beginning of the week, if you told me the 49ers were going to win this game, I probably would have told you were smoking crack, like straight up. Cam Akers looked pretty good, 9 carries, 84 yards with a tutty. But Jared Goff kind of played boo-boo, lost in the game, terrible efficiency, 19 for 31, 2 interceptions. It's just not going to happen.
That running back situation with the Rams is crazy to me too. Like they just don't have a definitive number 1 back. Yeah. I feel like just every week it rotates between Darrell Henderson or Cam Akers. It just they need to figure that out.
Need to figure out a solid number 1 option, and I don't know. I think that can work sometimes if you do it efficiently. I think Sean McVay can figure it out. But I don't know. Lisa, I still think that's a safe playoff pick. Did they go anywheres? I don't know, but I like them maybe coming out of a wild card spot. Where the fuck did that kid just go? Did he just dipped on us?
I have no idea what that's about.
All right, so we're just gonna finish this up then without him. We were just talking about the Bucks. I'll get to that game right here. The Bucks and the Chiefs. Little Sunday night football. That wasn't Sunday night.
It was a 4:30 game.
4:30 game.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Hey, first half, Tom Brady did not look like a good football player one bit. Second half, they obviously kind of did come back and make it look a little more competitive. I could kind of talk about the Bucks all day. We've obviously seen. I am not a Bruce Arians fan at all. I'm not a fan of his post-conference interviews and whatnot. I don't know who the fuck he's talking to sometimes, dude. But I don't know. I still do like the Bucks, dude. That's still a playoff team. They're sitting at the top of the wild card. But I mean, they lost a close game to the Kansas City. Kansas City's Kansas City. I don't want to take too much away. I mean, I'm going to give Kansas City their props. I'm not going to go all the way out and say the Bucks, that was bad or anything. Obviously, I said Brady did look bad in the first half, but they were able to somewhat make it look competitive. But at this point, I don't think anyone beats the Chiefs, and I'm not mad at it. I can say that. I think the Bucks, for one, though, really like kind of what you said with the Rams, kind of have to figure out what they're trying to do at running back. I think Ronald Jones needs to be the one. They've been feeding Fournette a little too much. And I don't know, dude. They got that receiver. They're 1-3 since Antonio Brown's got there. I don't know if that means anything, but I mean, Rob Gronkowski's coming back into his own. And on the flip side, dude, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill might go down as on some Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison shit, bro. That might be one of the best 1-2 combos we've seen in a minute, dude. If Tyreek Hill can figure out how to If he can just keep his act clean off the field, that's going to be disgusting, dude. I think, like, so we talked earlier about Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf, which I think for sure is a lock, but I think we need to start putting I think, I don't know, dude. We got Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, a couple other guys, dude. I really think Tyreek Hill might be the best wide receiver in the league, dude. Just that speed and quickness, dude. It's pretty unstoppable at this point. Dude went for over 200, bro. And Patty Mahomes.
First quarter.
That's what I'm saying. So Patty Mahomes is Patty Mahomes. They're going to figure it out. So like I said, Chiefs did what they do. I got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl 100%. Like I said, I'm not going to take too much away from the Bucs. They lost a close game to Kansas City. They did lose. They're still in the playoff hunt, but Kansas City did the damn thing, bro, 100%.
Yeah, they're just the most complete team in football. They've only lost one game, which is a super close game to the Raiders. I would just be hard pressed to find a football team that's better than them right now. I would love to see a game between them and the Steelers in the AFC Championship.
Listen, I know the Steelers are undefeated, but I don't think that's a better football team than the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't really think any team in the NFC is really close to them either. I would be interested to see who makes it in the NFC, but I think in the AFC, it's pretty clear cut that the Chiefs are the best team there.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to shout out Tyreek Hill, boys. Like you said, he had that insane first quarter. Finished the game 13 receptions for 269 yards and 3 tutties with a backflip. That shit's insane. I honestly think in the second half of this game, the Chiefs just played down to the Bucs. They kind of really let off the brakes. The score should have been doubled straight up. But it's also a known fact QBs are going to throw interceptions in Bruce Arians' offense. So Tom Brady's obviously having a hard time adjusting to that. But, I mean, he's still Tom Brady. You know, it's going to be close games.
You know what's been crazy, too? Past couple of years, a lot of people have been questioning Tom Brady's arm strength. And a lot of these interceptions are low-key coming from overthrown balls. I think we've been seeing a lot of that in Bruce Arians' offense because I've been watching those games closely, and he's low-key –
yeah,
I'm not saying he can't make those throws, but those over-the-top throws that Brady's been making, those just haven't been this year. And like I said, in this Bruce Arians offense, we've been seeing picks. But, I mean, Tom Brady's, 28 touchdowns, like 11 picks on the year. He's having a good fucking season.
Yeah.
That's a 43-year-old man out there playing quarterback. I still think it's a good football team. I obviously projected them to be way, way better. And I still think they're good, dude. Like you said, the fact if Tom Brady's on the field, I'm going to have some trust in that to a degree for sure. Like I said, I think the Saints are a more complete football team, definitely. I think if they met in the playoffs, the Saints would probably edge one over them. But, like I say, that I'm not going to dive too deep into that game because Kansas City's just fucking on one right now. So shout out to them for getting it done down there in Tampa Bay. Last game we are going to talk about on the menu was the Sunday night game, and that was Mitch Trubisky and the boys versus A-Rod and the gang, and just A-Rod doing his thing, bro. A-Rod just doing his thing. I was surprised to see Trubisky got the start. Couple nasty picks. They didn't look crazy. David Montgomery, they kind of had a rushing attack this week. David Montgomery was kind of doing the thing, and Allen Robinson's been consistent for him at the wide receiver position this year. I just had this bad feeling. I think Matt Nagy's going to get fired, dude. They keep saying he's on the hot seat. I really don't think it should happen, bro. I really do think he's a good head coach. But just, I mean, when you got Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky, I don't really know what we think's going to happen because, I mean, his first year they did go 10-6 and got to the playoffs. But, once you got more tape on that and how limited Mitch Trubisky is at a quarterback, I mean, what the fuck we think's going to happen, bro? And I don't know. On the other side of the ball, they say Aaron Rodgers did what he does, dude. 4 tutties, bro. Fishing as fuck. Aaron Jones eating. Just those receivers, dude. He'll make anyone look good. You know what I mean? So just went out there and get it done. I like Green Bay. As I'm sitting here, I like Green Bay or New Orleans coming out of the NFC with Seattle being right there. I think that's where I got it at right now. Aaron Rodgers is so good right now in this year, dude. He's definitely in the MVP conversation. Saints, Seattle, and Green Bay. I don't know. I think it's going to come down to that in some way, shape, or form.
The Saints just piss away so many close games and playoff games. I don't know, something about it. Past couple of years, the Vikings have just had their number. I'm not saying the Vikings will make the playoffs again, but they just seem to crumble in like the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about. But I think I do tend to agree with you. I think Green Bay and Seattle probably are the two favorites coming out of the NFC. I think at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is playing with a chip on his shoulder as well.
Mm-hmm.
After the Jordan Love got taken in the first round, he's just been playing lights out as of recent, and it's just good to see.
It's good to see. It's fun to watch. He's the man.
Yeah, you pull up to Lambeau, Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns. You're not going to win that game. That's a wrap. Shout out David Montgomery, 103 rushing yards. Good for you, but they had no chance. No chance.
Nah, dude, Aaron Rodgers is on one this year, dude. They finna get that discount double check this year. Like I said, we might be looking at a Seattle Green Bay NFC Championship, which would be dope to see, dude. Wilson and Rodgers go at it. But that'll be fun. Yeah, I don't know. Did the damn thing, dude. Aaron Rodgers, Lambeau. What are you gonna do? So I don't know. That about covers all the games we got. Ain't too much going on right now, NBA or fighting wise. Anything else we really got to go too much into right now? I don't know, unless you guys got any other little nuggets we got.
No, that should about do it.
That should about do it. I think we about to call it there. The meat pack is back, baby. Hope everyone had a beautiful Thanksgiving. Looking forward to this Christmas whole month. It is Christmas. I know Christmas is on December 25th, but it's December 1st. It is Christmas. Get that eggnog and hen dog ready. Is what it is, baby. The meat pack in the building. Left that bitch like Elvis. Get the fuck out of here. Skirt.